Hello and welcome to part 4 of the DIY Apache Collective build series. I want to apologize for taking so long to continue with the series. There's a few reasons for that. One, obviously, is these dates with Christmas and holidays and all that. It's a little bit complicated with all the dinners with family and all that stuff. Also, I've been procrastinating a little bit. I'm sorry about that. I'm just lazy and sometimes I just don't have the time, or if I have the time, I prefer to do something else. So sorry about that. But also, I found a bump in the road. I hit a bump in the road, and I was trying to figure out what was the best way to sort it out. And the issue that I was having is that, if you remember, we mentioned that we were going to be building this collective with. Hold on, something wrong with the camera. Just give me a second. Let me see. Is it correct? Yeah, I think now it's okay. Okay, sorry. Didn't know what happened with FPS. So yeah, what I was saying is that if you remember from previous video, we mentioned that we would be working with this kind of boards, and actually there is already one inside the mission grip. This is a 16-pin I/O port expander for the Arduino. So with using four pins in the Arduino, and it's actually only two because the other two are ground and VCC. But using only two wires to the Arduino, we can expand the number of ports to 16, and we can daisy chain this. So there is one board. We will daisy chain this one board for the flight grip, and for this particular build, we will not need more than two. But you could work on other gaming devices with a lot more inputs. For example, TDAC. You could build a TDAC and use a bunch of these for the inputs. And you can daisy chain up to 8 of these, which is really nice because you do the math, that's over 100 inputs. So, if you remember, I mentioned in the last video, you just need to give it an address. So the one that is inside the mission grip is 0x20. That's the address, and you get that by bridging these three pads here. So these pads, you can bridge them either to, so it says A0, A1, and A2. I don't know if you can see that on camera there. And if you bridge them either to ground or VCC, you get a different address for each one of the boards. And of course, you have to have one different address for each board. So the one that is already in the mission grip was bridged all three pins to ground, and that made it address 20. This one, which is the one that we will be using in the flight grip, which is the one below the mission grip. If you notice, the A0 pad is bridged with VCC, and the other two, A1 and A2, are bridged with ground, which means this board will have address of 21, 0x21. And we will see that when coding, so don't worry about that now. Just bear in mind that you have to have different addresses for each one of these boards. So the problem that I found is that, although very useful, these boards, which not only very useful, they are also very inexpensive. I think I bought 8 of these for a little bit more than €1. I think it was 1 and 10, 1 and 15 plus some shipping, but it's coming from China. It's not much shipping. I think the 8 of them, I think I paid like 12 euros or something like that. So they are very inexpensive. However, and this is only my experience, might be different with different people, but in my case, they have proven not to be very reliable and to fail. So I have 8 of these boards here because I did have, and I did have to buy some more. But all these 8 boards have failed on me. They don't work. They don't work as expected, which is very annoying. It's a very high number of failures. I don't know if I really didn't do much with them, so I don't think I fried them by wiring them wrong or something like that. I just think the design or maybe the manufacturing, because they come from China, or I don't know why. I've bought a lot of different things from China and I've always had a good experience, but in the case of these boards, I haven't, unfortunately. So yeah, I just ran out of boards. I didn't have any of these boards available, and that's one of the reasons for the delay. But fortunately, I found one last board that I had laying around, and this one has pins in here because I wanted to test it. And fortunately, this one works as expected. I will be removing these pins during the video today because to save space, we don't want this. The space in here is very tight, so we want to save as much space as we can. And we will be putting this board somewhere inside here, maybe, or maybe this way. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Probably this way. But the thing is that the space is very tight, so I will be removing the pins and soldering wires directly to the holes. But in any case, good news is that I had one more board laying around, and this one works. I was just about to use another Arduino board, an Arduino Nano that I had laying around, because you can do that. It's not the most efficient way to do it, and it's kind of a little bit of a waste to use an Arduino board just as an expander, as a port expander. But Nanos are cheap. I had it laid around. I'm not using it for anything else, so that was my plan B. I was going to use another Arduino board, a small one, a Nano, to act as the same port expander. Fortunately, we don't have to deal with that, so we're just gonna work with this one that works. So with that being said, let's get started. Let's try to get a little bit more to the point and make shorter and more focused videos. So what we will be doing today is we will be building this is the flight grip, and we will be adding all the buttons which come in here, and I also need to add one more button here, which we will be doing as well, and attaching this both to the flight grip and the flight grip to the mission grip. So hopefully by the end of this video, unless it gets a little bit too, hold on, the camera is doing weird things again. Oh, come on. Okay, let's see if that works now. I'm having some issues with the camera. Sorry about that. So hopefully, unless it starts to get a very long video, we'll try to get this grip all together with only the wires that come out of here ready to be plugged. So let's start and get that done. Just as a reminder from the previous video, from the mission grip, we have several wires coming out. These ones here, this is 2 wires come from this button, as you can see. So these are the wires for this button. These 3 are the ones for this rocker switch here. Then we have 4 wires here, which are the ones that are connected to the PCB, to the I/O port expander board. And we have 2 more, yellow and orange, that if you remember are the analog inputs for the joystick, X and Y. Each one of them have one analog signal wire. So these ones are those. So yeah, let's get started. So first thing I'm gonna do is add all the buttons to the top of the flight grip. So let's do that. Let's start, for example, with this one, which is the lights. I think it's the searchlight. So we get, and in the Apache you have, so if you remember, this is a 3-position rocker switch. The one that it has one position that it's latched, and as you can see, it stays in place. So this position is latched, go to the middle, and the bottom position is a momentary position. So the one on top latches, the one on the bottom returns to the center. And that's how it needs to go in the grip. So the way you place this switch is, you can see here the shape of the grip. It has a kind of a lip, and this is the top part. So there is a hole here that will screw into the mission grip. So the one that latches goes on top. So let's just do that. Let's just slightly screw a little bit, and once screwed, I have a socket here. I don't know which one it is, the one that I need. Maybe this one. No, I don't think this is the one. Maybe this one. Yes, this one. I like to put it a little bit of an angle, in an angle. This goes in here, so you will have your hand here, and I like to put it a little bit on an angle. So let me just twist it a little bit. Yeah, that angle it's just fine. Doesn't need to be much. And just with the pressure, you can. I mean, I could use the screwdriver, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't need to be that tight. But well, since I already have it, let's just tighten it. Good, perfect. That's one. Next one. Let's do the jettison, for example. I like to use the red one. I don't have many red ones left. I think this is the last one, actually. So since this is the one, this one will be a little bit more visible, maybe, or it's something that you could potentially use more. I like to use the red one, but you can use any color you want. As you can see, I have some more, and these ones are yellow. I will be using this one for this one here. Again, the camera. Come on. I don't know what's going on with the camera. I need to figure that out. Anyway, I will be checking regularly so we don't have losses. Anyway, I'll just use this for jettison. It has a nut, a plastic nut. It's not really super important because the nut holds it, prevents it from coming that way, but it's a tight fit and the force is going to be downwards. But I mean, since we have it, why not just use it? Maybe we can tighten it a little bit with some pliers. You could even glue it or just leave it as is. Let me try it with a socket. I don't know if a socket will fit. Nah, it won't. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, that's fine. Doesn't need to be too tight. As I said, all the force will go down. Next one, I'm gonna be doing, so this one here, this space here is for a micro switch like this one. The camera is, giving me a hard time, unfortunately. I don't know why it's doing that. I need to figure that out. There. So this is for the Jettison cover. I have one here. I just want to paint it someday. I printed in white and I want to paint it. So the thing is that you have to put it with the lip looking down, so like in this position. And when this is placed here, and it's a little bit of a tight space, but there is a holder here, just push it flush with the top part of the grip. Just push it a little bit more. That's probably enough, but I think I'm gonna push it just a tiny bit more. And it's not letting me do it, so I'm gonna push it a little bit with the tweezers. I think that's enough. That's already there. So when this is placed here, the Jettison cover has a lip here that when you open, actually, I put it the other way around. Sorry, I said it wrong. Let me just push it out there. So the trigger in the limit switch actually goes up. So like this. And just if you need help, you can use some tweezers or some screwdriver, something like that, to help you drive the switch to its proper position, which is not now. There. Come on. Sometimes you need to help the metal part of the switch. There it is. Now it's in position. Okay. Yeah. So as I was saying, this part looking upwards. And as you can see, when the Jettison cover is in, the switch is open. Let me see if I can focus this. Okay, let me see. And when the lid is open, it pushes the limit switch. Okay, so one thing I like to do is apply a tiny bit of super glue here. So let's just do that. A little here each side so it doesn't move sideways, and then some accelerator so it dries quicker. There. Next one is going to be, let's do the ones in the middle, in the center. So these ones are the two-position DIY switches. We talked about them in the previous video. As you can see, let me just use the magnifying lens. There are two small tactile push buttons there, right? This one that it's round is the one for polarity switch and goes like this one here. So left is board side, though that is not used in the neither in DCS nor in the actual aircraft. Board side selection is deprecated, but I just want to have it. You can use that for any other use you want, maybe some F10 map view or whatever. But I like to have all the switches even if they are not used. So yeah, to the left is board side, to the right is polarity. So this one goes sideways, and I made this is available in the Thingiverse, this enclosure, especially for this, because otherwise these ones that are the ones that default ones don't fit in here. So I just made one that fits perfectly in this round area. And basically I just, oh, hold on, sorry, I forgot to do something else. So these ones, as you can see, I can take this out, but they do actually have a small lid, a small cap, like this one. So you just put it on top of the stem and press it down. And if you cannot do it by hand, so this will both hold the, well, the problem is the cap now has a little bit of friction. I need to take this out. Okay. There. Yeah, it's doing a little bit of friction, and I think it's because of this. So I'll just grab a little bit of sandpaper and sand this a little bit thinner, this part here, because otherwise it bites against the lid, the cap, and then it doesn't return to the center. This needs to return to the center, like this. So let me see if these one are okay, because some of them are different. Yes, I was saying if you cannot put them with the bare hands, something you can do, because they have kind of a dent to hold it in place. You can put it first and then help yourself with some pliers to push it down. Just try to be as perpendicular as possible. And it should not be very complicated. Says as he struggles. You know how 3D printed parts sometimes are. There, it's coming. There. Okay. Yeah, so this one doesn't grab. You can see it's flush with the top. And this one is okay. So let's just leave this one here. And the other one. There. Okay, let's see. This one does grab a little bit. So let me just take it out again and see if I can sand it too. Let me try the other cap. Maybe that cap printed a little bit different since the tolerances are so small. Sometimes you can also try not pushing the cap all the way in, just leave it half millimeter out, like this. So this one actually is also grabbing, I think. Yep. There is one side that is not actuating. So let's see what's wrong with that. So without cap, it actuates normally, but with the cap, see. Yeah, I think I need to shave one side of the cap a little bit. So let's do that. I have these files. I have a set with different shapes, and these are very useful. So yeah, if you can get one of these, this is very useful. So I'm filing a little bit one side of the cap because the stem is not properly reaching that side. So let me see. I can already see that this is going to be longer than I want. No, still need a little bit more. I think that should be more than enough. I think. Let's try. Hold on. No, there's still something. I think it's actually the button. Something wrong. Let me shave a little bit more. Just removing the part that's shaved inwards. Just a little bit of material to make sure it doesn't get trapped with anything. And this should go. This way. No, I think there's something else getting caught. And I think I know what it is. Yeah. So I need to shave this side a little bit. Excuse me. So I'm just gonna use a file and shave this a little bit. The other side, for some reason, is fine. This happens because I'm recording. Otherwise, it would be a perfect fit. I can assure you, I didn't have any of these issues in my previous builds. So let's see. Okay, now it is acting as it should. Perfect. Okay. We add the third button. This one has a side action and also a push button, so make sure that everything works as expected. This one gets a little bit stuck, but it's not too bad. Yeah, I think we can live with that. And then let's keep sanding this one a little bit. Actually, let me just file it. It's going to be quicker. A little bit on each side. Let's see. That feels better. Let's try. This one does fit just with the hand. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Good. So let's just glue it. I'll use a tiny bit of glue in this corner, another one in here. Be careful not to put glue in the middle so it doesn't get stuck. You don't need a lot of it. I think that's good enough. And let me just grab the accelerator. And remember, this one goes sideways, so just like that. And in you go. Just hold it a little bit until the glue and the actuator accelerator do their job. Check that it works, and it does. And what I like to do is add a little bit more glue just for strength to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. A couple of drops more. There. Then let's glue the next one, which will be, let's do the one without the center push button action. Check again that it works. Yeah, it has a nice click to it. This one without the push button goes next to the jettison button. So this one goes here. Again, camera doing funny stuff. Really annoying. Really, really annoying. Did it fix it? A little bit. Okay. So yeah, it doesn't matter which way. So as long as you do it vertical, these two switches here, the ones on the bottom, both go vertically. So you can glue them, but it doesn't matter if it's this way or that way. It doesn't really matter. So just glue them vertically. A tiny bit of super glue on each side. And remember this one, even if you get it wrong, doesn't matter because the center push button, you just unscrew it. So if you were to glue this in the wrong side, just change the push button from its place. But if you can do it right from the beginning, that's also good. So try to get the stem center in the hole. Hold it. Hold it. Good. I think that's good enough. It works fine. So just add. Hello. I mean, you could use epoxy, Angry Panda, definitely, but it's easier to just use this. Super glue works just as good for this purpose, and you don't have to mix it and wait for it to dry as quick. This dries in just seconds. I think it's just easier to use super glue. And then we are going to glue the last one, which is this one here. A little bit of accelerator and vertical. I'm just checking that the stem is centered in the hole. The switch is vertical. Few seconds and dry. Hi, Smooth. Will you put an instruction manual with this plus the parts list? Probably someday. I have a TDAC build and I have a website for that with a parts list and build instructions and all that. I just can't make any promises because I'm very lazy. I will probably do it at some point, but I can't tell you how quickly I do. I think thank you. By the way, Smooth, it's your first time in the stream, I think. So let me show you how it will look, how the end product looks like, because I've built two of these already. So this is how it looks like. I have it features a friction ring, so if you tighten this nut, it gets more friction. And I used to work just with the friction to hold it in place, but I didn't like it that much. I don't like having to struggle with the I mean, if you want this to hold in place, because the idea is that a collective, when you are in a position, you need to be able to release the, I mean, to let it go, and the collective should stay. It cannot drop. So if the friction ring was not tight enough, it would drop, obviously. But if you tighten it too much, you had to fight a little bit, and you lose a little bit of sensitivity, obviously, because if you have to pull the collective too much, thank you for the follow, Smooth, thank you very much. Yeah, so if you have to pull too much of it, you're not getting that much resolution. Maybe you're trying to get some value. So what I did is added some counterweight here. These are just weights for the gym. And now the friction ring is very loose, and I love it. I think I found the perfect spot, the perfect weight. So it's very easy to turn this. So I have a lot of resolution, but with this weight and the distance. So you can play with, I did this adapter, and it has different holes, you can see here. And depending on the weight and the distance to the edge, it will apply more pressure or less. And I found that this is 1 kilo. So it's half a kilo each one of these. And having it all the way, in my case, because the distance here, I mean the distance in this tube is not fixed. You can put it wherever you want. So if you build this, you will need to play with it and see what works best for you. But I found it, like, for me this works, and it's so much good to fly like that rather than just using the friction ring. So yeah, let's continue. And you say you should sell this. You know what? The thing is that it's a very easy build, but it takes a little bit of time. So basically, all what I've and it's easy and it's cheap. It's very inexpensive. All these parts, buttons. I mean, if you have a 3D printer, you have the most expensive part. Everything else is super cheap to get. However, it does require some time and it does require some effort. So basically, I would be charging for my time. You have two? Are they Apache Collective as well? Or you mean collectives in general? And are they DIY? In any case, I would be charging for my time, basically. And at some point, it either makes it expensive because you have invested so much time in it. So at that point, you may consider just paying a little bit more and go for one of the shelf. Like I think Virpil was going to build one, and two 3D printers. No, it's not carbon fiber. It's just simple PLA. Or I would not get much profit. I would rather just to show you how to do it, and so everyone can make their own. I'm gonna probably sell this one because I'm just building it for the video purposes. So I'll eventually sell it, but it's not worth. It's not. Yeah, it's not worth it. This one I didn't like the feel of it. I don't like very much. This one didn't end up being very good. At least it's not a very used function, but I'm really considering breaking it off and gluing it up again, because, or shaving it a little bit somehow. I'm not getting a good feeling on this one here. So I think I'm gonna do that. So basically I'm gonna break it, see if I can break it without actually breaking it. Well, I did break it a little bit, but I think it's savable. And let me see. Okay, so the problem is that this was too close to here and it was gripping. So just by breaking it and gluing it up again, I think that will be fine. So let me just do that and see if it has a little bit of a better feel. Just having a little bit of space after breaking it, yeah, much better. So now that it's dry, I'm gonna add a little bit more here where I broke it. So it broke in a layer of the print. So I'm just reinforcing it. There. And now it feels much better. Yeah, I didn't like how it felt before. And the last one is a four-way switch. Here it is. We built this in the previous videos. If you remember, this is just essentially 4 switches in a cross pattern. So we have the 4-way switches, same as the ones here, which by the way, we still need to print the caps, but these are 4-way switches, all of them. So that's the last one. And this one goes down here. So this actually screws in. I don't glue this one. I have holes to screw both in here and in here. And this needs to go this way. It doesn't have much room because, as you can see, the PCB has a lip here protruding, so it doesn't fit in all the positions. I think I'm gonna have to, let me check, where is the hole? Here. I think it goes this way. I need to align the holes in here with the holes in here, and I'm trying to look for them. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of trouble. There's not many positions it can go, unfortunately. Let me check something. Will this fit? No, this won't. No. Okay, let's continue trying this one. So this one has a notch here. Yeah, it goes this way, I think. Not an easy fit. Yep, I think I'm gonna have to file this a little bit. Maybe not. Not seeing the holes. Oh, there they are. I found one. Just let me do the other way around. You know what? I think I'm gonna drill two new holes in the print, because I'm not being able to align them. Is there a cover plate to hide the screws? Nope, but hold on a second. The camera is doing weird things today. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's going on with my camera today. Let me see. Yeah, no, it didn't work. Hold on a second. Now it's fixed. And there is not, however, let me show you with the finished one. I do have black screws, so those get hidden quite well, like these ones here. Let me see if I can focus. You can see these ones, you can see them, but they are black, so they are not too bad. But these ones also do have screws, but are below the hat. So you can, I don't know if you can, but see, down below are the screws, and they are hidden by the hat, by this hat. But in this case, honestly, I'm seriously considering just gluing this with super glue, because it's giving me a little bit of problems getting it into place. So I might just glue it in place. I think maybe this print is not the one I used in the previous builds, and maybe that's why it's not fitting properly. So let me see if I can get it in position. I'm gonna have to file this a little bit. Yep. This corner here. The last thing you wanna see on a stream. I'm sorry about that. But yeah. You know, there's a saying in Spain. Basically, you mean when you are live, all the things that you didn't plan happen. That's what happens. That never happens when you are doing it offline. The moment you are live, everything fails. So annoying. But yeah, this is a DIY project. As you can see, there's a lot of workarounds that you need to do. Yeah, I mean, I cannot go too far, I cannot file too much, but I can file a little bit, and that's all I need. I don't actually need much, I think. So, what is preventing me from going that way? Oh, it's actually, so this column here, this screw hole here, I need to file a little bit of the corner. Actually, it's not, yeah. I might just redesign this a little bit in the 3D part and make it so it's correct out of the printer. As I said, I've only built two of them, and I've built them in different ways, both of them. But yeah, the worst thing about this build is not the complication of, you know, the electronics or the wiring or anything like that, because it's super simple. The worst thing about this is getting to fit everything in such a small area. So yeah, let's just thin a little bit this screw column. Okay, let's see how that is. Thank you, Spock. Thank you, and welcome to the channel. Or actually, I remember what I did in the previous one. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, so the issue is, okay, let me explain you what it happens and what I did and what I'm going to do now. So this has a stem. Obviously, this is the rod that you push to activate the four-way switch, and it needs to go in this side. And what's happening now? I cannot center this rod with this hole. And what happens if I cannot center that is that I cannot align these two holes, for one, and if this is not centered in here, it's gonna be clashing against this hole, and I'm not gonna be able to push that one of those buttons, or maybe two even, because it's a little bit in diagonal. So I'm now holding it, and I cannot push up nor right. I remember now how I fixed it. So I was trying to file this because this screw column is the one that it's preventing me to get centered. And now I remember how I did it in the previous build. I actually filed this with a round file, like this one. This one is round. So I made a hole for this space, but in here. So that's what I'm gonna do now. And actually, I need to change these screws because this needs to go with the PCB lip this way. And these screws, which go almost all the way to the top, are in the holes that I need to use to screw this in place. So I need to change these two screws to these holes. So let me just quickly do that first. So I'm just changing the holes where these screws are in. Here. Either way, it looks amazing. Thank you. Yeah, and it's not, I mean, it's a DIY project. It's gonna look, I mean, you're gonna see and feel the 3D printing lines and all that stuff. But the best thing is being able to I mean, I used to fly the Apache with the HOTAS throttle. This is so much realistic. It gives you much more immersion. It's not only that looks good. It's the immersion it gives you. Obviously, you could buy a collective and off the shelf, and it doesn't have to have the Apache grip. But yeah, Collective is a very simple. It's not like building I don't know, something more complicated, a HOTAS or something like that. It's such a simple tool that it's totally worth. And there are some things like the rudder pedals that are so expensive. I don't really understand why a rudder pedal is so expensive. It's annoying. But anyway, because it's just 3 axes. You have HOTAS with a whole bunch of buttons and axes and a throttle and a stick for the price of rudder pedals, which are just 3 axes. It's so annoying. So yeah, what I was explaining is that what I'm now going to do is file a little bit of a channel in this piece here. So that's what I'm gonna do now. And this will go through a little bit of the PCB because the PCB is round, but it doesn't matter because, I mean, you can file a PCB as long as you don't cut any trace, and we're not going to go that deep. And again, this is a round file. Come on, focus, focus, focus. It doesn't want to focus. Hello. There. This is a round file, so it will give it a round shape to go around this screw column. It doesn't need to be much. It's just a tiny hair that it's not allowing me to screw properly, to screw the switch properly. Okay. I think I'm gonna design this part, redesign this part to get this a little bit, I mean, maybe move it away or just get, you know, a notch here so you don't have to do this. This is not the best way to do it. As you can see, we are exposing the copper in the PCB, which is not a problem. It's not a big deal. I don't know if you can see it, but we are exposing the copper. It doesn't matter as long as you don't short to different layers or cut. But that's not going to happen. This is a very simple PCB, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, let me see if that's enough. I don't know if you can, let me show you how it looks like. See, I did a little bit of a channel there. Let's see if that is enough. So you align it with the screw column. Will that be enough? I don't think I need, I think I need to file a little bit more. Yeah, it needs to be a little bit more. Let me use another one that has a bigger diameter. This one is like half a moon. You may not be able to see it, but this is round, but it has a bigger diameter. So I'm going to use this one instead of the round one. It's going to be shallower, but with a bigger diameter. Actually, we forgot to add this button. Let's do that now. This goes here. There. Let's see how this looks like now. I need to file, it's falling off, okay. A little bit more in to this side. Yeah, as I was saying, this being a DIY project, it's inexpensive, it's not complicated, but it does require a little bit of work. That's why it's not worth making this for sale. Okay, let me turn around because it's getting a little bit deeper on top than on the front. So, how's the start of the day of the year? How were your holidays? Did you enjoy your time with your family? Not everyone likes these holidays. Okay, let's see how that looks like. Let me see if I can find the holes. I think we're close. Yeah, we're very close. Yeah, I need to shave a little bit closer to this screw hole. So if you can see, I'm shaving to the right of it, and I see now that I need to shave a little bit more in line with the screw hole. So like this one. So let me do that. Let me start with the round one first. Check out my VODs if you want. My previous stream this week was sick the entire time. Oh, sorry to hear that. Was it COVID? There's a lot of COVID cases lately. People has relaxed a little bit, and we still have it. And there's a lot of flu as well, and colds, a lot of respiratory diseases right now. You have a little bit of everything, eh? Well, I hope you... Are you good though? Are you one of the ones that got lucky? This is it's tough to file a PLA sometimes. It's really tough. I will definitely redesign this part so you don't have to do this. Okay, let's see. This goes like that. I think we're almost there. Holy shit, that should be the most boring stream ever, seeing me filing. I already see the holes, which is good. One other thing that we can do, since now I do see the holes, I should be able to probably align them and screw this. Let me see. Still not there, but it's close. But I can also file this hole a little bit bigger as well. Do you find PLA jams up those files quickly? No, not really. I don't file that much though. I don't like filing PLA. I would usually just reprint it, redesign it or something like that, but I don't want to just waste that time now. This goes, yeah, like that. Where? There it is. So. Come on. It's fighting me. It's fighting me all the way. So annoying. I want to try if I position where there it is. It should be just there. See, I cannot click the buttons here. So another option is to file this hole a little bit bigger to give the stem a little bit more travel. But I think I still need to file a little bit more the both the switch or the column here as well. So this screw column, I don't find it jamming it a lot, but I do find it hard to file. And sometimes I've used Dremel, and that's no bueno. It melts the plastic. It doesn't jam the file, but it melts the plastic and makes it soft. So that's why I'm manually sanding this, or well, not sanding, filing them. But no, they don't jam usually. So annoying, all this work. I'm sorry I'm boring you guys with this. That's why I'm trying to keep you entertained. Not very good at that either, but worst thing about this is that after all these streams, I upload videos, the videos on YouTube. Imagine someone watching this on YouTube. Sorry guys, sorry YouTube guys. I just want to share it with you. Just, skip, or speed up the playback. Feel free to or just skip to the. If you are watching this on YouTube, just skip to the time when you see I'm not filing anymore. Look at the miniatures in the timeline and just skip until I'm done filing. You will skip a lot of boring work. Hopefully, yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna redesign this and upload this to Thingiverse so you don't have to go through this. Okay, let me see if I can grab some screws and start testing. So these are the ones that I use. Several types, like there are 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, M2.4, M2.5. Actually, sorry, hold on. No. They are M2, so this is M2 by 4, so it's 4 millimeters long. M2 by 5, this is an M2 by 6. This is M2.3 by 5, M2.3 by 8. I think the 2s are okay. I don't know how long though. Probably, I'm gonna grab the 2x6s and see how they work. Let me see if I can put the thing in the thingy. Actually, I'm gonna start it first. Okay. And then this goes like this. See if I can find the hole. That's what she said. Actually, let me make this hole a little bit bigger. So I'll get the hole started with the other screw. There. Because it's a very tiny hole. Now that it's started, it should be easier to get it. And then do the same with the other one in diagonal. There. Now it should be easier to get it. Says as he struggles to get it. Hold on. Oh, I got it. I got one and the other one is in line. Perfect. Nice. So now let's tighten this up. And we might need to take them apart again, but because we want to check. Oh, I can't believe it. We got it, guys, finally. Welcome back, YouTube, guys. You can skip up to here. We're done with this one. Yeah, all 4 positions feel nice. That's awesome. Finally. Yeah, this thing fought with me a lot. Nice. Okay, good. Let's get the files out of here. And with that, actually, that's the last buttons on the top section, top hat, whatever you want to call this, for the flight grip. That's cool. We have them all. Good. So now let's just add the, what is this? The, I can't remember the name. It's the chop button. And then this one is the tail wheel lock. So let's just do that. But before that, we need to attach some leads to it. So the chop one, they both are going to be yellow. And actually, these 2 switches, we're not going to be using the nut because we cannot actually get to it. So I would need to put the nut through there. I just cannot make it. This is a 2-piece that I already glued. Like, as you can see, the seam here. This is printed in 2 pieces. So I could have done that and added all these buttons before gluing them together. But the thing is that they didn't came out very well from the printer. So I had to glue them, fill the gaps. There were a lot of gaps in the seams. Fill them with, I did it with super glue. You can do boot filler or other types of fillers. And then sand them and paint them. And because I had to paint them, I didn't want to have buttons in them. So now I cannot put that nut. But it doesn't matter because this is very tight. I'm not going to push it because I need to solder leads here first. But once it goes in, it will not go out. And same for here. Actually, I might be able, I might need to file a little bit. It's so tight that I might need to file a little bit this. So, and you can even use a tiny bit of super glue here in the thread or inside here if you don't, I mean, if it's not as tight in your print, if you have a different tolerance, you could still put a little dab of glue there. But I won't need it. I'm actually going to need to probably file this a little bit. So let's just solder some leads to it. And so the chop one, I'm gonna have the lid coming out of here, and then with some tweezers or something, I will try to push it so the leads come out like this. These 2 are for the trigger, which is already wired. But I'm gonna have the 2 leads from this button and this button coming out of here as well, because we are going to be actually, yeah, we will definitely be doing that, because these 2 are probably going to be wired directly to the Arduino micro, which is here, and this one will come inside here. So yeah, we need the leads to come out this way. By the way, I mentioned that we were going to use one of these, which is 16 inputs. Just the top has 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The push one, which is here, by the way. 10, 11, and then 4. 12, 15, 13, 14, and 15. So for the port expander, we will be using all the inputs in here, plus probably this button here, which didn't fit in here. So if you remember, each one of these are 4, so this is 12. This is a joystick with a push button. That's 13, 14, 15, and this one here, 16. Sorry, I don't know if you saw that. But yeah, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. That's all the switches attached to the export expander inside here. Then we have two more, which is these two leads and this button here. So this button here, we will probably also attach to here, and then the rest go in here. So let's do that. No, actually we said we were going to wire these buttons. So I don't know if I can hold this actually with these hands. I can't. Okay, let's not use them then. I'll just leave this here, doesn't matter. Pretin the legs of the switch. This is going to be funny. Just a little bit of solder on each leg. Don't stay too much on these legs with the solder iron, because this is plastic and it will melt very easily. But as you can see, I have a little bit. Let me show you with the magnifying glass. There's a little bit of solder in each leg. Now I grab a little bit of wire. This one here, for instance, I have laying around. It's already pre-tinned, so that's nice. I guess I used it for something else. Let's grab a little bit of heat shrink tube. Will this fit? No, yes? Yes, it does, okay. Cut a little bit. Doesn't need to be much. One on each lead. And yeah, you know what comes now. If you have, I don't, but if you had some blue tack or something like that, that would help holding the switch. It should not be very complicated. There's one lead, and the other one. There. We have both. Wait until it cools down a little bit, and then move up the heat shrink tube. I have a hotter here just to shrink it. Be careful with the plastic. We just want to shrink the tube. There. And now we fit this in here. We go all the way down first. See if I can fit it through the hole to come out of here. It's not wanting, but I do see it, so I'll grab it with some tweezers, doesn't matter. And yeah, that's not going anyway. I don't know if you heard that, but it was, all the threads were click, 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 so it's not coming out anytime soon. Now with some tweezers, I will fish out the wire, which is here. I hope, actually, I can do it with the help of this hole here. There they are. See, I have them. And now the easiest way to, because we need these wires to come out this way. And the easiest way is just to grab another wire. I have another piece of wire lying around. I'm gonna feed it through where I want them to come out. And see if I can get it to come down here as well. I'm gonna try to just drop it, see if we can get it down, but I can't, so So I'll just do what I just did with the other ones, fish it with some tweezers. There it is. And then what I can do is grab a piece of tape, which I don't have. Just give me a second. Okay, I have the tape here. Just get a piece and pull it back. Just do this. Oh, shoot. Okay, but I have it here. It's just the tape got stuck, but the wires. Come on, don't lose it. Oh, I lost it. No, I didn't. There they are. These are not very good tweezers. They don't apply a lot of pressure. That's why I'm struggling a little bit. But there it is. Okay, so we have one. Let's do the other. Little bit of solder in each leg. There. Let's see if I have some wire laying around. I do. Nice. I do have this. So let's just split this apart. We just need two of them. So let's just do this. This is a flat ribbon. So I had some laying around. Oh, and the camera is again failing. Just give me a second. Okay, back to normal. Split this apart. This is way longer than I needed, but it's better to be long than short. That's what she said. Expose a little bit of wire. How long? An hour and a half already. Oh, god damn. Okay, we'll leave the wiring for the next video. I will explain you how are we going to do it, just in case anyone is already building this and wants to move on and not wait for me, because I'm very lazy and slow and it takes me a long to finish a project. But yeah, I mean, whatever. It's me and I do whatever I want. It's my life. No, I'm just joking. If by any chance anyone is already building this and doesn't want to wait for me to finish the series, absolutely contact me. Send me a message in YouTube, in Discord. Well, yeah, in Discord if you have it. I don't think I added. I don't have a server, as a Discord server, but maybe you can find me. You can find me in the users. Yeah, you know what I mean. Sorry, I'm focused. Yeah, absolutely. Message me however you can. I will help you very gladly. Especially because I feel guilty for not being more consistent on these videos. You know what? I don't have that much time, and sometimes I just want to play, or I just want to watch a movie or something like that. So that's why sometimes it's. I mean, it's not as quick. Let me see if I can fish this wire directly. Let me see. It's almost there. I think I might be able to just. Let me straighten it a little bit. See if I can just fish it out there. Oh, look. Nice. That makes it much easier. I just I just fed it through. Nice. See, this is tight. This is really tight. I might not need to file it, but it's definitely not coming out. Yeah, that's a really nice and tight fit. Perfect. Good. That's not going anywhere. Nice. Okay, so we have all the buttons. I'm gonna leave it here, but before that, I'm gonna show you the next steps that we will be doing next video. So next video, we will be wiring both the port expander, which will be all these inputs, plus this button here. So those are the 16 inputs. We will be daisy chaining this. So remember the 4 wires that the port expander inside the mission grip has. They just daisy chain here. It has 4 wires. One is BCC, one is ground, SDA, and SCL. And we will be probably grabbing another 4. Like this one is 4. Yeah, this one is 4. Just twisting them together and soldering it. And then the outcome of this, so this will be here. The outcome wires will just plug into ground, BCC, SDA, and SCL in the Arduino Pro Micro, which is SDA is pin number 2. Let me show you. So in the Pro Micro, I don't know if you can see the pins, but there it's pin number 2, that's SDA, that's SCL, pin number 3. And then we have ground and BCC. Those are the only 4 wires that will drive a total of 32 buttons. However, the Apache Collective has a few more, not many more, but remember we have the 2-position switch, that's 2 more inputs. We have these ones here, basically, essentially. So we have 2 more inputs in this rocker switch. 1 more, that's which one is this? This one is the chop one. This one is the trigger, 1 more, so that's 4, and 5, the tail hook. And those we will solder directly to separate pins in the Arduino. So because we will be only using pin number 2, pin number 3, and 3 of the analog ones, which are in this side here. We have A0 to A3. We have plenty of free inputs that we are going to be wiring these remaining 4 buttons to 4? No, 5. It's 3 coming out of here, and then this one, although it's only 1 switch, it's like a 2 button. It's like 2 buttons. So to do that, all buttons, as I mentioned, have 2 legs. You can see, let me show you, for instance, all these buttons here. You can see this is 1 button one side, so up 1 button, down is 1 button. You can see 1 button down, 1 button up, and there's 2 legs. Focus, focus. There, 2 legs. 1 leg of each button will connect to ground in the port expander board. Hold on. Now that I'm finishing, the camera wants to play games again. Okay, so if you can see in the port expander, there are 16 pins, 8 in each side, and then there are 2 more pins at the very bottom. One is BDD, one is ground, and same here. It's duplicated. It's the same port. So one BDD and 1 ground. BDD we will not be using, but 1 leg. Really? Yeah, 1 leg of each button. So for instance, this leg here, 1 one of these legs here. In the limit switch, we will be using the common one. It doesn't really matter because we're only going to use two of them, so it's like a normal button. But just for good practice, we will be using the common one, which is the one closest to where the metal layer connects, the metal, this metal thing. So the one closer to the actual buttons, you see the red button down there, that's the button. This one is the common, so that will be connected. One leg of, come on, it's too bright. One leg of that button, one leg of that button. We will be connecting a wire going through all of them. So one wire will go like from here to here to here to here. We will see how we make it. We will probably need to find what's the best route to follow, but in any case, we will be connecting one of these legs all together. There will be one wire going to each one of these buttons, one leg of these buttons, and the black wire of these ones, which is the common for all these 4 buttons, right? One wire will connect all of them, and the 3-position one is the center one, the common. So from the center one here to one leg here to the black one here to one leg here to one leg here, one leg, one leg, one leg. And that one at the very end will go to the ground, to one of the grounds, it doesn't matter. And the other leg of each button, so these are 4 buttons, we have 5 cables here. The black we said it was the common and is the one going to ground. The other 4, each one of them will go to one of the pins in the port expander. So each one of these will go to one pin. Each one of the 3-position switches, so this one and this one, these 2 here, will go to a different pin. Whatever free leg is here, you can see it's not bent. I usually bend them like so. So whatever leg is free will go to another pin, and like that for all the 6. Well, there's 15 here. So 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Sorry, what did I do wrong? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. Right? So those are all the buttons to 15 pins to the so that's what we will be doing next in the next video. I might do something offline so it's not so boring for you. And then we will solder as well the port expander to the Arduino Pro Micro. As I mentioned, ground and VCC are in this side. SDA is the pin number 2, SCL pin number 3, and we will be soldering the rest of the buttons in the grips that are without that are not in the port expander. We will probably be gluing this together. By the way, this is glued together in the bottom part here. So we will glue these all. Come on, focus. There. We will apply some glue in this edge here and glue this like so. And then the top part is held by this hat, which is screw here. As you can see, all the screw holes. But there's also a small hole here to hold the top part of the flight grip. So there's a screw going through and holding the 2 halves together. So the bottom part is glued, the top part is screwed. And then from here, both the port expander highlights. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. I'm just finishing. I didn't want to make this too long. I'm just explaining what we'll be doing the next stream. But feel free to watch the VOD afterwards, or I will be uploading this file to YouTube, so you can watch it later if you want. So yeah, we will be putting these boards, both of them, either here or maybe one of them I'll put them in the flight grip to save some space. And from here, once this is glued and all together, from down here, which is the part that goes to the control box, let's call it, there will only be 7 wires. Okay, so there will be 4 wires that goes. Let me just grab the finished one. So as you can see, in the box, in the control box, there's the HDMI that you connect to the computer, which is basically this board here. And this one requires 4 wires. So I'll show you now. And then we have to go to feed through 3 wires, because inside here it's the potentiometer that needs to go to the Arduino as well. So there will be 4 wires going to the USB connector and 3 wires to the potentiometer, that is the actual collective motion. So there will be only 7 wires coming out of the collective and coming into the box. So by next stream, I hope we can get that done and finish with this closed and 7 wires coming out of here. And I'll show you how to connect those wires. Okay. So as I was mentioning, you have the Arduino Micro, which is the one that you connect to the computer. If I connect a USB, this one is micro USB, but you can get those, the Chinese knockoffs with USB-Cs as well, and it's really, I mean, you can get them in any form or shape, but mine is a micro USB-C, so I can connect a USB-C, and if I plug this to the computer, it would be automatically, because this is an Arduino Pro Micro, it has a 32U4 microchip. If you were to put this microchip, this square microchip, under a microscope, you would see it's a 32U4 microcontroller. That's what tells Windows that this is a gaming device. Out of the box, if I plug this into the computer, Windows would detect it as a gaming controller. So that's what we are going to be plugging in the computer. But since this is going to be inside here, and I like to have a USB Type B connection, because all the rest of my HOTAs and controls have USB-C. So when I'm flying the Apache, I can plug and play the same wire than when I'm flying, for instance, the Hornet, which I have a win-win and has a front USB port like this one. I can use the same wire, and I don't have to have different wires for each controller. So that's why I use this in the control box. And what it does, essentially, what we need to do is to convert this into that. And how do we do that? In my case, for instance, I have a spare USB, micro USB cable that I cut the USB port from. I mean, I'm sure everyone has, and if you don't have one, you can get one from Amazon very cheap. Just cut it. There are 4 wires inside here, the 4 wires that we need to solder. And what we will do is just run this. I'll probably hot glue this so it doesn't move, and run this through the aluminum plate up until here. And this is what we will solder in here. And essentially, this is basically an extension cable. So it would be the same as to plug it directly to the computer. So yeah, that's what I hope we will be doing next stream. Again, sorry for taking so long to do this part, and I hope to see you in the next one if you're interested in this build. Thank you very much for those who joined. Thank you very much, Lita. Sorry that you joined the. Thank you for the follow, and thank you that you joined at the end of the stream. And let's see if we can rate someone, even if we are not many. I think we are just. Yeah, let's rate Mike's. Mike's is playing the. I think he's playing the Hind. He's a Hind guy. By the way, he's flying the Hind. We are building an Apache Collective, but you can use this collective in any. Is in the Gazelle now? Hold on, no, he's in the Hind. No, that's a Hind. Maybe he was in the Gazelle before. You can use this collective with anything. I use it to fly the Huey and the Black Hawk as well. Rate mix underscore G. Let's rate Mike's. Again, thank you very much for joining, and see you the next one. Have a good day. Let's just 10 seconds. Have a good one, Angry. Thank you for joining, and thank you for staying with me. See you later.